Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Real Talk Recovery, you guys. How's everybody doing out there? I hope you guys are all having a great Sunday and spending time with people that you love and doing things that you need to do to get ready for the work week. I just wanted to do a live video real fast to see if any of my new subscribers would come over, and also to welcome everyone who has recently subscribed to my channel. We hit 700 subscribers last night, and I was actually up a little late because I was watching one of my friends' live streams, and I saw when we hit 700, and I cried because I'm really emotional, and I'm really grateful to have this platform to share my life with you guys. I can't explain to y'all enough how much the connection with people that are trying to live their lives right helps me. And I'm just so stoked about building my channel and helping other people reach, their goals in their recovery. So I hope you guys know that if you are subscribed to me, I would love to have you follow me over on Instagram, because if you do, I follow you back and I will message you and get to know you, because that's what I like to do. I don't just like to make videos and not talk with my subscribers. I like to try and get to know each one of you guys, if you're willing to do that. So if you haven't already, go and follow me on Instagram. All my information is in the description box, so that way I can message you and get to know those of you who are new here. So yeah, go follow me on Instagram so that way we can be friends, y'all. I just got done meeting one of my new subscribers. Her name is Samantha, and talking to her over in the DMs on Instagram. And I also have a ladies group on Instagram, a ladies recovery group. It's just a chat. If you want to be added to that and you're a lady, just ask me and DM me on Instagram and I'll add you to that. And we also have a Hangouts online recovery group where we actually are going to be doing a video meeting, I think either today or tomorrow. I can't remember. We've all kind of been MIA. There's a couple of us, like me, Bama, Max, Jason. We're always on there, so we all talk to each other. But there's I have lots of different options if you guys want to get connected to more support. Okay, next line of business. So since I have a lot of new subscribers, I wanted to share my story with you guys, because I feel like it's so far down in my videos, and I have like 300 videos, you guys, or 400 videos. So I was going to kind of tell you guys my story about how I got into recovery and what led me here in this live stream. So if you're on this live stream and you're watching right now and you want to ask any questions, just go ahead and ask. I'll answer any questions you have, but I'm going to kind of start at the beginning and tell you guys how it was for me when I was in my active addiction. So I'm going to tell you what it was like before I got into my addiction, what it was like during my active addiction, and what it's like now. So here we go. So so my name is Nicole, and I'm a recovering addict. I actually was born in New York. My mom's from New York, or my mom's from California, and my dad's from New York. But we've lived here in Arkansas all my life. We moved here when I was like 5, so almost all my life. So I wanted to share with you guys, before I got into active addiction, my life was pretty good. My parents are still married to this day. I went to the same school all the way till 12th grade, and I graduated from there. I had lots of friends growing up. I was in cheerleader growing up. I was in dance growing up. I was in the band growing up. I did all kinds of extracurricular activities. I played fast pitch softball. I was actually third baseman, and I went all over this United States with All-Stars and my sister playing fast pitch softball. And so my dad was actually one of the coaches, and we used to have so much fun, you guys. The earliest time I can remember in my life where I kind of started to feel different than everybody else was, yeah, baby.
What is that whistling thing?
I don't know, baby. The only time I could tell that I kind of felt different was when I was growing up. I think I was like maybe in 3rd or 4th grade. Yeah, baby. I think I was.
You called Daddy to get some burritos?
Yes, I think I was in 3rd or 4th grade. All the kids in my grade went to this school, and it was like, I'm not trying to be funny, but it was all white kids. And when I was little, I'm dark now, but I was really dark growing up because I was always outside playing. And my mom, instead of us wearing like the same clothes that everybody else wore, my mom would sew our clothes. So I wore like these little dresses, and I always had my hair in pigtails. And so I was already kind of like different because like we didn't go out and buy like Nikes and all the brand name stuff. My mom sewed our clothes, and we were also Pentecostal. So I grew up in a like really religious situation. We were there every time the doors opened at the church. We would go to revivals. I'm talking, there would be like holy rollers, ladies dancing around, speaking in tongues, and falling out in the spirit. It was just very, very different than what people are used to. Hey, Nate, I'm doing a live video. We just got back from the store. Go get your toy that I just bought you. And let's get because Mommy's not going to be playing around with you today.
Can you just come with me to get...
I'll get you orange. So growing up for me was, I had a great childhood, like I was saying. But when I got to be like 14, I got my first boyfriend. Not like the kind of boyfriend that you have sex with or anything like that. Just like a guy that I liked and he liked me, so we called each other boyfriend and girlfriend. And his name was John Ross. And I remember, you guys, like, I was so in love with this guy. Like, he was everything. Well, then he ended up liking this other girl more than me, and he dumped me, and I was so upset. So here I am, growing up, you know, in the country. I went to a country school, and all my friends were white kids, and we would go, like, you know, play football and basketball and all kinds of stuff together. Just a regular childhood. And then my sister started having problems with her mental health. And so my parents kind of got off track because they were trying to make sure that my sister was okay because she was, like, skipping school and stuff. And she ended up being diagnosed with bipolar manic depressive disorder. And she was in and out of, like, juvenile jail at that time. And it was just a bad time for our family because my parents were really trying to focus on making sure my sister was okay. And while my sister was kind of going through that, I was starting to experiment with drugs and alcohol. And that's kind of where it all started. So I was probably like 17, and I started dating this guy named Robert. And Robert was so fine, you guys. He was tall, he was dark, and he was handsome, girl. He had green eyes and brown hair, and his name was Robert Dark. That's his last name. It was so crazy. Anyway, he was just the hottest thing since sliced bread. I ended up dating him for like 7 years. But that's how I started using drugs. He smoked pot, and he was about a year older than me. Yes, baby, that's why I'm getting oranges out. He was a year older than me and would smoke pot all the time. So, of course, what did Nicole do? Started smoking pot.
Guys, look at my hair.
Okay, baby.
I'm letting him look at my hair.
And then he would take me to parties with him. Like, not just any parties, guys. I'm talking, like, parties. Like, 20-year-olds were there, and I'm 17, okay?
17.
So, all these people, like, cake stands, I'm talking, like,
just
a lot of partying, drinking, smoking, snorting. We were kicking it. Well, that year I had made the dance team at school, and so I was becoming kind of popular, you know?
Getting hair all over.
I'm sorry, son. Go eat your oranges before I stuff it down your throat.
Yes, we love you.
You'll stop being a little toot. Sorry, guys. We have had a day today, this one. He just got done getting a brand new toy from Kroger. Now, hush. So we were snorting.
Spoiled rotten.
Spoiled rotten. Just the total like party scene is what I was in. And then the older I got, the more I partied. So I'm not going to sit here and spend all this time in my high school days. Basically, what I was doing was snorting and having sex all the time. Snorting cocaine, having sex, and smoking pot. And drinking alcohol. Lots and lots of alcohol. And that's how it all started, you guys. It all started party girl style. And I never would have thought, looking back now, I never would have thought that I would end up where I was in my addiction with a needle in my arm. I never would have thought it. I really thought I was just having a good time. I really thought that, you know, it was not going to be that big of a deal. Well, after I graduated high school, me and Robert had broken up, and I started dating this guy named LD. And that's when shit started hitting the fan. That's when I got into methamphetamine and opiates and really started to just depend on drugs and alcohol to make me feel better. Like, I liked them so much.
Hey, do you want to make orange juice with this?
Okay. I started using them every single day. I actually got 2 jobs so I could work to pay for all the things that I wanted. I was working at the revenue office, and I was working at a gas station, and I was buying these big wafers, the 40 milligram wafer methadones. They're like that big, and they were 10 milligrams a quarter.
Can you tell something? This is for you guys.
And so I was taking those, and so I became addicted to opiates pretty quickly.
What did they say for that?
Nothing. And there's a lot of time, like, in between where I was just, like, using drugs constantly. I would go into my job high. I would go to people's funerals high. I was at school high. I tried to go to college, but I dropped out after 2 years.
Make orange juice.
Baby, eat your oranges, son.
I'm just kidding.
And it was just getting worse and worse. The more I used, the worse it got. The more my dependency grew. Me and LD were together for 7 years, and he beat me up. After the first 2 years, he started beating me up. And I'm not just talking like, I'm talking beating my ass. I was in the hospital several times for him knocking the shit out of me, and like knocking me out to where I peed all over myself. It was really bad, you guys. And I didn't know how to get out of that relationship. I was stuck in this abusive relationship, and it was just like, I didn't know what to do. And I also was so addicted to drugs that I didn't know what to do. But I was still able to work a job. Hey, Nate, no, go. I was still able to work a job and kind of hold on to some kind of normalcy, but that all quickly went down the drain whenever I started using the needle. When I started shooting up, me and LD broke up. He finally left me, and I woke up one day and he was gone, and all of my jewelry was gone. All of my money was gone. He just robbed me and left after 7 years of being together. So I remember when that happened, I lost my damn shit. I freaked out because I didn't know how to be alone. I had never been alone. Before that, I had been with Robert for 6 years. And before that, I had been with JR. So I had never been alone in my life. You know, I had always had a guy. And they never took care of me. I always took care of these dudes. I always had to have someone that needed me so I could fix them. So I could feel, I don't know how to explain it to you guys. All I can say is that I always had someone that I could help. And they needed to have me. And that gave me security in myself. And I didn't realize that until now. Since I've been sober, I can look back on that and realize, like, I needed those guys to need me for me to be okay. Do you know what I mean? So he left, and I went downhill quick. I started injecting methamphetamine, and within 6 months, I caught a felony charge for possession of a controlled substance. I was actually driving down the street with Dope Man driving my car. He was driving my car. We were listening to rap, and we were just kicking it. And someone had narked on us. And we were surrounded by 2 D-Tech cars and 3 regular cop cars. They pulled him out, threw him on the ground, spread eagle, threw me on the ground, spread eagle. Found a loaded syringe in my purse, a hookah bong, some pot in my glove compartment, and 6 grams of methamphetamine on him in his sock. So we were going down. I remember going to jail that day, and he literally got us out in 30 minutes, and we were back on the street slanging and getting high. I didn't miss a beat. Well, I later got put on probation for that crime, and the thing for probation was I had to pass drug screens in order to get off of it, and I had 3 years of probation. For the first year of my probation, you guys, I failed every single drug screen. So after that first year, my probation officer said, "You know what? I can't do this with you anymore. I'm going to revoke you." And I was like, begged her, "Please do not revoke me. I don't want to go to prison. Just give me one chance." So she sent me to treatment. And that was the first time, or the second time I went to treatment, because I had tried to go to treatment for my parents like a year before that. But I got right out after that and started getting high. Like I didn't miss a beat. So I went to treatment for my probation officer, got out, and against the suggestion, the treatment center suggested to me to go into a halfway house and get a sponsor and stay there in El Dorado. And I was like, no, I got to go back. I got to go back to all my friends. Y'all, I had no friends. Once I started injecting methamphetamine, I had no friends. All I had was other dudes and girls who shot dope with me, and who would ride in my car with me. Like, I had nobody, no friends. I shot dope, and I would drive my car until gas ran out of it. I remember I drove my car on a donut for like 6 months. And this was the dope game. This was the meth cook dope game. I would live with dudes that cooked dope and shuck matches all night long and all. Man, I'm telling you, I lived in trailers that had no running water, where we had to go outside and dig holes to take shits in. It was crazy. And I did all this so I could get high, so I could do dope for free, because they would just give me meth. I would clean their houses. It was, you guys, I was strung out. So I got out of treatment, went right back to doing what I was doing right where I came from. And not even 3 months later, my probation officer revoked me and sent me to prison. I remember when the judge said, "You're going to prison." I had about 6 Xanax bars in I had this little fleece coat on. And I popped those things and swallowed them real fast and went to the jailhouse. And I remember calling my mom and telling her, "Hey, my car's outside the county jail, and my keys are in the gas tank, so come and get it." My mom was so upset, you guys. I never thought that I would be shooting at meth and go to prison. Like I said, I was a cheerleader. I made good grades. I was pretty cool in school. I had friends, and I had a good family. And it all started out as just partying with my boyfriend. That's how it all started. It all started from just getting high on the weekends and getting drunk on the weekends. And now I'm in prison for a meth charge because I can't keep a needle out of my arm. You guys, like, and I would like to say that I did my year and I came out and I never went back. But I did my year, I came out, and I didn't get sober for another 5 years, because when I got out of jail, it was 2010. And my sobriety date is July 13th of 2015. When I got out of prison, I paroled out to a halfway house, though. I listened to half of what they told me to do. And I got into a halfway house here where I live now and started working for a big grocery store and making really good money. And I got a sponsor. I started working the steps, and I started doing what was suggested of me. And then I got my job, and I got promoted, and I started to let my job take precedent over my recovery. And just like that, bam, I relapsed. Because I got that job and I stopped going to meetings. I got my job and I stopped calling my sponsor. I got my job and I started just falling back because my job took first place. And now that I look back on that, I can see where I fucked up. I can see that if I had just, you know, kept my recovery at the forefront of my life, then I would have probably stayed sober since 2010. But I let my job take over, and I went back out. I went back out and came right back in. I think I went out for like a month and came right back in, begged the halfway house to let me go to treatment at the treatment center that was connected to it. And they gave me a chance, and I went to treatment here where I live now at this place called RCA, Recovery Centers of Arkansas. I met so many cool ass chicks there, you guys, girls that I'm friends with to this day that are sober now today. I remember I was this little girl named Andy. She was okay. She was like 14 or 15 in treatment, or maybe 16. And she like really looked up to me. So we were like roommating up when we got back out of treatment and into the halfway house. And she's sober today. Like I have her, we're friends on Instagram. My friend Christy was there, and she used to sponsor me, and she was in treatment with me. She was on the top bunk above me. I mean, and y'all, we would have so much fun. Me and these girls, we stay up all night long telling stories and all kinds of stuff. But I got out of treatment, and I went back into the halfway house, and I did really well for about 9 months, you guys. And then I relapsed. And now when I look back on that relapse, I relapsed because I wanted to get high. I relapsed because I didn't think that I was really a drug addict. At that time, I was like, oh, well, I just like to get high. I can go back out and, you know, just try this and everything will be fine. And that's when I started shooting Roxy's. Once I started shooting Roxy's, you guys, I couldn't find my way back. It was like from the year 2011 till 2015, I was strung out on intravenous opiates and methamphetamine. And I was so lost. I ended up becoming homeless. I ended up couch surfing, living on people's couches. Customers that I worked at the same grocery store still, they didn't fire me. They gave me all these chances, you guys. And I would just couch surf from customer to customer's couches. And in 2012, I ended up meeting my husband. And I was actually sleeping on a girl's couch, a girl named Kaylee and her boyfriend Hunter. And I'm friends with her to this day too. And she's sober too. A lot of us got sober because we were fucking dying, y'all. But I didn't have nowhere to go. I had nothing when I met Neil. All I had was the clothes on my back and a couple like black trash bags full of clothes and a few purses. And when I met Neil, he took me under his wing and he fucking took care of me, you guys. He bought me new clothes because I was so thin. I had lost so much weight from shooting up all the time and not eating that I was just like, you know, really, really skinny. So he bought me a bunch of clothes and we fell in love. But little did I know that he was an addict too. So when I figured out that he was an addict, he was on methadone, 365 pills a month, 10 milligram pills were prescribed to him. We started splitting that. And we would eat them all day long. And then we would go shoot meth together. And we were just stayed high. And when we met and we both figured out that we both had an addiction, that's when we both realized that we were drug addicts. And we both sat and talked about how we were addicts and we needed help. We knew we needed help. And we wanted to be better.
Can you help me because I'm trapped in Kirby?
Okay, we wanted to be better and we wanted to be sober, but we just didn't know how. Like his family and my family had an intervention on us and they tried to send Neil to treatment, but he ended up running away from the treatment center and coming back. And then I ended up getting pregnant. There you go.
What?
You got it.
What? Well, it closed.
Okay, you gotta hit the star. Hit the star. Now go up there and do it. You gotta hit that star.
What happens?
I can't do it, Nate. You gotta try it. So I don't know how to do that, Nate. You have to do it. I'm not gonna do it. Nate, I don't know how to do it, son. No, you have to keep trying. We don't give up. Oh my God, this is all over a video game. So he went to treatment, ran away, came back, and then I got pregnant. And that's when all shit broke loose. See that little nugget down there? So when I got pregnant, I would like to say that when I got pregnant, I got sober, you know? But I didn't. And shit just got worse. And I tried so hard to stay sober, you guys, but I didn't. And I failed miserably. And then my son got taken from me 2 days before his first birthday. And
Mommy, you're a bad mom.
Baby, I'm not a bad mommy. Mommy doesn't know how to do that game. Okay?
You have to jump and go.
You listen to me. I bought that game so you can learn how to do it. Not so I can come beat the games for you. Now, I learned when I was a little girl, I played those games until my thumbs bled so I could learn. Now, you got to keep trying. Stop giving up. So, Mommy's not going to be able to always come and do the rescue to you, Nate. So, Nate was born. And then, like I said, 2 days before his first birthday, my best friend called DHS on me. And they came and took him from me. And that's when I was like, oh, hell no. Like, I got to do something different. Y'all, I love my son. He's my life. I do everything for him. Everything. To a fault. To a fault.
No, you don't.
Nathaniel, I do too much for him, and now he's spoiled rotten, and I don't know what to do.
Well, I'm trying to get through this.
Why don't you show everybody your new Spider-Man thing you just got? Show them.
Don't let him see it.
Okay, put it on.
Okay, but don't let him see now.
Okay.
Don't let him see.
Say hi, guys. Press the button so they can hear it.
Wait, hold on. Where is it?
There you go.
Where's that other sound?
See, he's spoiled, and he's an only child, so he always wants to be in mommy's business. So he was born, and he got taken from me, you guys. And when he got taken away from me, I always tell you guys, people, when I'm sharing my story, that there's a point where everything will just, you'll get so desperate that you'll be willing to do whatever it takes to get sober. And that's what happened, man. He got taken away from me, and I was like, my parents were good parents. They taught me how to be a good person. They taught me how to treat other people. My mom taught me how to be a good mom, because she was a good mom. And I let drugs and alcohol get in the way of my ability to be a good parent to my son, and he got taken from me for that. And I know, and I take full responsibility for that. And when I got him back, though, I worked my ass off to get my son back. And I proved to those people that I'm a good parent. And I would never, ever put my kid in harm's way ever again. And that's why I work so hard on my recovery today. Because it's not about me anymore. Like, fuck that. It's about my son. I don't want him to be the same way I was. So I try to teach him to, be strong and do things for himself and learn how to be independent and learn how to cope with feelings without reaching for outside, issues, without trying to make ourselves feel better. Even at the age of 4, I'm working with him on sharing how he feels with me. When we go to sleep at night, we talk about, how our day was that day. And I ask him if he has anything that he wants to tell me, and that whatever he wants to tell me, he can. That's kind of like just a really quick, short version of my story. Now, I have so many videos, you guys, in my story time playlist of like crazy times I had in active addiction, and they're hella triggering. So if you're going to go and watch them, beware. They will trigger the fuck out of you. But you'll also laugh your ass off. When Nate got taken, I went straight into treatment. Like, I didn't even miss a beat. I went straight there. And when I got out of treatment, I was so afraid. I was like, I'm going to relapse, because that's all I ever did when I got out of treatment was relapse. I didn't know how to stay sober. So I went and I got put on medically assisted treatment, and Since I've been on medically assisted treatment, I've been going to meetings. I got a sponsor. I started working the 12 steps. I went through the 12 steps twice with my sponsor, and now I'm going through them with someone else. And I go to therapy with a therapist, and I've learned how to cope with life, you know what I mean, without taking drugs. It's really crazy, you guys. And now I'm working on tapering, and I'm down to 6 milligrams on my Suboxone. And yeah, and I take Wellbutrin for my mental illness, because I do have depression and anxiety. Not anything like bipolar, but just, you know, clinical depression. So I take Wellbutrin for that. But that's just kind of like a quick version of my story. I could sit here literally for an hour and 45 minutes and tell you guys like the whole real story, but it's so long and it's so much. But I want you guys to know that if you ever have any questions, or you just want to talk about anything, or you are struggling, or anything, if your kids are in DHS and you need help and you don't know what to do, if your wife or your husband is on drugs and you need me to talk to them, or anything, just message me. I will literally do any. You can ask my other subscribers that have been with me for this whole year, because I just started my channel in December of 2017. All you got to do is reach out to me, and if what you need is something I can do, I will absolutely do whatever I can do to help you get sober. I will help you find a sponsor. I will help you find treatment. I actually have friends who have scholarships for treatment if you need help like that. But what I do here on my channel is I share my experience, and I share with others what helps me stay sober day by day. I share just my daily life struggles with overeating and fucking using food as an addiction. I share about my insecurities and my fears and what I'm trying to do better at. And I'm in no way like trying to be a role model. I'm just trying to share what works for me and what I know about the disease of addiction, which I've been studying, for the last 3 years about my addiction and what I need to do to fight it, and learning about myself. And that's what I've done for the last 3 years, is really, really, really find out and look inside myself and get honest with myself, and it's been a journey. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but for the most part, I'm transparent. I'm honest as fuck. You could ask me anything and I'll tell you. I have nothing to hide. Nothing. I've put every single thing I've ever done out on the internet. So there's not anything that you could ask me that would embarrass me or make me upset. And there's nothing you can tell me that I would go, oh, you did that? Because I've done it all. All of it. And I'm not proud of it, but I know that my experience can help other people, and that's why I share my experience. I love the 12 steps. I love AA. I'm not an AA person. Like, I don't work for AA. I don't take donations for AA. I'm not affiliated with AA. I just absolutely love the 12 steps, and that's why I share that with you guys, which that's my choice because it's my anonymity, But if you want to be anonymous, I totally understand. If you are in recovery and you're afraid and you want to keep that to yourself, that's your choice, and that's that's why they have anonymity. But I want to encourage each one of you guys that if you're a part of my channel, to really get involved, commenting in the chats and talking back and forth with other people. Because here's the deal. There's a lot of us here that are really serious about our recovery. And the way we stay sober is by helping each other and talking with each other and sharing our experience with each other. If there's ever anything that y'all are struggling with and you want like my input or my suggestion on it, just write it in the comments and I will literally make a video about it. And I will tell you the straight up truth. That's the one thing about me, is like, I don't sugarcoat it. I will tell you the real deal. And I will give you non-biased suggestions. And yeah, so that's what we do. That's what I do here on my channel. And I just wanted to make this video to kind of let the people know that are new what it's all about and what I'm all about. You know, I'm really fucking serious about my recovery, you guys. And I know that for me, it's life or death. If I don't get this and I don't stay on track, you know, if I get off Suboxone and I decide to go out and get high afterward, like I'm going to die. And I know that. I don't want to lose everything I've worked so hard for. This is serious for me. And I treat my recovery serious. And so when people are over here on the channel and we're talking about stuff, like, this is not a joking manner. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's other channels that you can go to and shoot the shit and be dramatic on and talk about drama and all that kind of stuff. We don't do that over here. This is for people who really want to get help and people who really want to connect with other addicts and alcoholics in recovery who are trying to do the next right thing and trying to better their lives and overcome the disease. I know I'm never going to be cured, but I can always be working towards a better version of myself. And so that's why I choose to call myself a recovering addict, because I will always forever be recovering. I'm never going to reach some like status of holier than thou addict vibrating in the sky, you know? Like, I'm always going to be just as good as I can be for that day. I only have a daily reprieve, and as long as I don't pick up today, I'll be all right. So, and you will too. But anyway, that's me. This is a little introduction to what you'll see and hear over here on my channel. Like I said, if you have any suggestions or any kind of content that you want me to make videos about, just hit me up, comment down below, message me on Instagram, go follow me over there on Instagram. I also have a podcast. It's on Anchor. It's called Real Talk Recovery. So if you guys want to listen to that, you can. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all later.